Hi guys. Okay, this is how to be a female predator too. Or not how to be, but just female predator. Female predator. I'm a female predator. I don't know. I'm a female predator. Okay, there we go. So I'm a female predator part 2, and I just want to explain myself a little bit more. So why would I make a video? Why would I make a video about how to or how I right? What is the thought process behind being a female predator who engages men and makes them feel really special, and that they're loved for who they are, and that their opinions and their voice matters, and then use that as a way to get money and resources, and of course to procure DNA or semen from them in order to get the children that we want or that our bodies desire. Okay, and then leave them as an empty shell or an empty cask. What's the word? Husk. An empty husk, right? Leave them as an empty husk with all of their DNA and their money and resources gone. Why would I make a video about that? Well, the reason I make a video about that is because, so I'm not actually saying like, oh, this is a great way to live, girls. You know, this is a great way to be. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that this energy is something that has traveled through nature, and we see it in the insect kingdom a lot. You know, there's lots of male insects that give everything. They give their DNA and all their resources to the female, and then they're killed after intercourse. And we see this a little bit in the animal kingdom as far as women, looting and stealing and just getting what they want, and then taking off and not really caring for the male's well-being, right? And this is, it's mostly in insects and the lower animals. But here's the thing. So this energy is something that does live inside of us as human beings, as human women. The energy of being a predator, an insect-like, alien-like predator, of lying and cheating and stealing and saying and doing whatever we need in order to get money and resources and DNA. That's actually something that is part of our animal body. And so it is part of our brain. It's a lower part of our brain. We could call it a lower part. But all that means is that it's lower in our brain, which means it's older. It's an older part of our brain, right? The frontal neocortex and all the mirror neurons and empathy, and I feel what you feel, and I want you to feel good, so I can look at you and have my mirror receptors, feel good, because that's what empathy basically is. It's like if I see something suffering, then my mirror receptors create a feeling of suffering inside of my body, and so it feels bad to me. It feels bad to me to watch someone else suffer because my brain has created mirror neurons which allow me to feel empathy. So, empathy and conscience and these things, they can be a gift, most certainly. But we have to learn how to work with them, right? The energies, the higher frontal neocortex energies are secondary in time, in history, in evolution, to our reptilian brain, which is very, very, very potent. It can be very, very potent if we try to ignore it. If we try to smash it down and say it doesn't really exist, I'm not like that, I'm not that sort of person. Well, here's the thing. We're all that sort of person. We all have, if we're alive and walking around, we have a deep, deep reptilian brain, which is full of all sorts of things, all sorts of predatory instincts, and creates, all the naughty thoughts we might have about, raping and pillaging and killing and messing things up. And only thinking about ourselves and maybe our young ones if we are female. That's all part of our lower brain. So the energies behind that are very, very powerful, and we're very, very scared of them. We've been taught in school and in media that the instincts about this are they're very bad, they're very naughty. You shouldn't be a gold digger. You shouldn't be someone who, you shouldn't be someone who steals. That you should be respectful and not just make mad grabs for, or manipulate your way into getting resources from other people. But the truth of the matter is that the very base of our brain, the oldest part of our brain, is quite the reptile. It's quite the greedy, selfish, all the bad words, right? That's all in us, in our lower brain. So if we want to access our deepest power, our most complete power and energy and excitement, and really feel alive, right? And we want to get that energy back, because behind the symbol of the predator or the liar or the whore or the thief or the there's all sorts of words for women like this, like, oh, let me think here. There's like, it's not Sharpie, but it's and there's, hag and witch, and there's all these old words for devious women. Most of them are not, in our culture very much anymore. What is that word? It's like it's not a Sharpie, but it's a harpy. I think it might be harpy. Anyway, so they used to have all these words for women that were like really, really intense, and about, women being predators, right? And we don't really have them anymore so much, but anyway, that energy is something that all throughout time has been feared, and there's tons of fables and tons of old, gypsy lore and things like that about women's capacity to be a predator. But anyway, back to this. So what good does it do us, to get in touch with these energies? Well, they're old energies, they're old, powers that are in our reptilian brain, and they if we're not aware of them, then they actually, and if we try to suppress them and push them down and say we don't have them, I'm not like that, I'm not that way, and I'm not selfish, and I'm not devious, and all these things. If we don't acknowledge them, then they end up making our decisions for us. And this is something that I've experienced very personally. If we're trying to be a different way, and I'm into peace and love, and I'm into total respect for other people and all this stuff, and there's no part of me anywhere that is devious and evil and horrible witch and all these things, right? That doesn't exist in me at all. Well, what happens if we try to deny it? It gets bigger, it gets more intense, and it's hidden. So all that energy behind it is locked up in there. It's locked up. It's like this festering thing, and so all the other energies are trying to explore it and get in there, and so we actually end up being focused in the area that we try to deny. And this is a very interesting rule through life. So wherever we try to deny the energy, that's where it's focused, right? That's where there's a lot of mystique and mystery and the law of the forbidden, and so we're obsessed with what we try to put down and hide and things like that, what we try to suppress. The stone that the builder refused will be the head cornerstone, and that is totally true. So by doing a little meditation of saying, I love my nasty whore self, I love my devious, liar, manipulating self, I love my gold digging, money obsessed, I already used whore, prostitute self. I love my snake-like alien insect predator self, right? I love those energies. I embrace those energies, and I know why nature gave me those energies and that those parts of my brain, and I'm 100% okay with it. I love nature, and I love all these parts of my brain. And if we spend some serious time meditating with that, then what happens is and this is from personal experience, we get to suck the energy from behind that symbol, right? All those symbols, we get to suck the energy out. We get to eat that energy, have that energy, walk around using that energy for whatever we want. Whatever we want. If we want to be creative and we want to make something, if we want to do some healing work with someone and we want to, move that energy with someone else, if we want to, think amazing thoughts or whatever we want to do, or just, go about our daily, but that radiance, that light, that energy is ours to do what we want now. and we can be a lot calmer, and we can actually operate more from our heart, more from our, our womb space, more from our third eye space, more from, all the amazing parts of ourselves that we want to grow and flourish, right? We can use the energy from our reptilian brain, from our nasty predator, uh, you know, uh, misandrous, hooker self, right? Our black widow self, and we can use all of those energies to be really happy and amazing, and get the things that we want in a loving way. We can use our voice and ask for what we want, and be just totally okay with ourselves, and with, how we're operating in the world. We can operate in a more beautiful way by truly owning these energies. And that's is something that I've personally experienced in a big, huge way, and that's why I share it. Because when I was trying to be, like a hippie type that was just all into peace and love, and I was all into, heart centeredness, and I was trying to toe the party line of like, well, this is good and this is bad, and I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna try to be good, and all my energy was being, it was all confused, and it was messy, and I was trying to suppress myself, with drugs and opiates, and I was trying to hide all these, these sexual parts of myself, these predatory, selfish parts of myself, the parts of myself that just wanted, money from someone, or I just wanted DNA for, my body just wanted this or wanted that. And so, I made a lot of decisions from trying to suppress that energy. And the truth of it is that when we own that energy, and we really, really own it, and we love it, then we're freed up. We're freed up with all this new energy to make better decisions and make better actual 3D reality choices. If in the fifth dimension, I can just, fifth dimensional reality, I can pull all the money and all the resources and all the semen and all the, everything I want, I can pull it towards me, and I can just, bathe in it, and I can not care about anybody else and be totally selfish, right? Then it allows me, it unlocks me, so that in 3D reality, I can be actually very quiet and very open and very relaxed, and, maybe even very generous, um, and I can just be cool, but only by having the energy integrated from all those dark places. It's just this amazing, amazing tool. So I'm sure I'll talk more about it. Anyway, have a great night, you guys. Love you. Bye. By the way, like and subscribe, and feel free to ask any questions that you have below. Um, any questions, and suggest any topics, and I will meditate on it, and then I will make a video about it. So I have a question from a guy who asks. I've had this question so many times. Uh, are the girls are girls in America really like the girls in American Pie? I swear to God, the whole world is still obsessed with the American Pie movie. It's been years now, and people just, that movie just like set something off in the whole world. We got so much, like, we got so many people coming here for college because they saw American Pie. It's unreal. I've met three people so far that came to America because of the movie American Pie. It's insane. All right, guys, have a great night. I love you. Bye.